Hello everyone, it's Messiah and welcome back to another Python tutorial. And today we'll be creating a really good user interface in Python, and we'll be using a Python module or a library called tkinter. So first let's import a module. So import tkinter. Now let's create the root or like the window. rt is equal to tkinter.tk. And rt is my variable which stands for root, but you can put like win is equal to tkinter.tk, which can stand for window or something like that, but feel free to change the name of your variable. Okay, now let's put this window in a main loop so that it is consistently staying on the screen. So it comes as rt.main loop. Now you might be asking, why did I write rt? Why can't I just write main loop? Well, it can work, but the problem is when we have more modules which uses more windows, like we have a module known as turtle, which is used for drawing in Python, 2D drawings. Then if I put main loop, Python will be confused on where to put the main loop, means which side should I put for tkinter or turtle. That's why when we specify with rt, it's gonna know that only tkinter is going to be in main loop. Let's save this code and let's run this. As you can see over here, we have a small window, a really small size, and I want to change the label and the geometry or the size of this. So I want my window to be a size approximately this much. Okay, this much, and I want to put it, and I want to change the title as well. So let's do it. So again, rt.title. Inside that, put the string, single quotes or double quotes for the string, and I'm going to put scribe. Now I'm going to change the size of the window. So rt.geometry, and inside that we need to put single quotes or double quotes for the string, and we need to enter the number we want. Suppose I want 400 by 400. By the way, we need to put x in the middle to differentiate between x-axis and the y-axis, which is like the vertical and the horizontal. So let's run this, and as you can see, it's pretty nice and it's decent and all. Now let's put some basic text in this, like over here, and for that we'll put as my underscore text is equal to label rt, and text is equal to any text we want, and for sample we're going to put the classic old text hello world. Okay, now let's put this label widget or my text into the screen. So my underscore text, we have three methods right now. The number one method is pack, number two method is grid, number three method is place. So let's talk about each of these three things later, but first let's go with pack and put your brackets or parentheses or something like that. Let's run this code, and it's showing some error. It is showing that label is not defined. Oops. And it is quite common in Python that whenever we import a module or a library, it does not import everything. So for that we've got few ways to solve it. So number one is from tkinter import star. Star means everything, so it's importing all of the things or the functions from tkinter. But I don't want that. I only want this label widget because I'm only using this. I'm going to put label, import label. Since we're also using pack, we can also put capital P pack, but it's not necessary as it is default imported. So let's run this. As you can see, the classic old text hello world is on the screen. Now it is not like and it is by the width of or the length of the screen. However we stretch, it's always going to be in the center, and we can like change it to this side, left, right, or northwest, southwest, east, north, and everything like that in pack itself. So I'm going to put side is equal to northeast. Save this. Oops, oh sorry, by the way, for side it should be top, bottom, left or right. So for I'm gonna put bottom. Hopefully this should work. As you can see over here, the text is placed on the bottom side, and we can put it in the left or right or top, center or something like that. Now let's go for anchor, which is which is basically the directions: north, south, west, northwest, east, and everything like that. So anchor is equal to northeast. As you can see over here, it is facing towards northeast, as north is top and east is right. So in the middle is this side, hello world, and it's on the corner, top right corner. So this is pack. Now let's get into grid. Now in grid we need to put in two things. Number one is row, and the number two is column. You can basically think this as the Excel sheet. And let me just open our demo Excel, and before that I'm just going to show you how this works. So row is equal to 0 and column is equal to 0. And in programming, the number never starts from 1, it starts from 0. We start from 1, but in coding or computers it starts from 0 and 0, as the only thing they know is 0 and 1, which is on or off. So row 0, column 0. So let's save this and run. And as you can see over here, it is in the top left corner. Now we can put it to this side or more towards right, and more towards down. But if we do that, example, I'll make this row 90 and column this big number. Let's just run this. It's showing column out of bound. Oops, I just put a really big number in the column. Let me just put it as 188. Although that's like a really big number. As you can see over here, it is staying in the same place, and I have saved the code, so it's not about the code error. So guys, think why this is happening. Well, the reason is there's nothing in the normal place. As you can see over here, this is our Excel, and the grid method works as an Excel basically. So example, I have a text over here. So this is row 0, column 0, and this is row 0 but column 0, 1, 2, 3, column 3, and this is row 8, column 3, like that. Now when I put the row 0 and column 0, it will show over here. But when I put like row 14 and column 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. When I put row 10, it's showing over here. The reason is there's nothing in this whole area. So Python is like, if there's nothing over here, I'll go to their place. But if we have something over here, example, if I have hello over here and my hello world text is over here, and my column is somewhere over like 1980, something like that, and if I put my column over there, it'll be showing over here, because the number one column is having something, so it has a definite width, so that's why. But actually what happens, since all the columns are empty, every column is basically like compressed into 0 pixels, so like that we can't tell anything. But as you can see over here, we just compress everything. It's starting from H, which is like column, I think it's 10 or something like that. But when we increase these things, there are things coming out, which is the columns. So it basically works like that, and I hope you guys understood. So this is how grid works, and now let's go to place, which is my personal favorite. But it's kind of like we need to do a lot of tests to make it correct. So in this also we need to give two things. So x is equal to and also y is equal to. This basically works as like a pointing stuff, and let me open by showing it in Paint. So this, oops, sorry guys for my bad drawing. So this is the window we have, and example, I have a label widget with x is equal to 100 and y is equal to 250. So x, which is this side, and y, which is the standing ones, so y will be 250 somewhere over here, and x, which is 100, will be somewhere over here. So the point will come as here. This is how a place works. It basically points out the coordinates and it places over there. This is how it works. So over here for place, let's put x as 120 and y as 100, and let's run this and check. As you can see over here, it is at the coordinates that we have entered, and note that the coordinate always starts from the top left corner over here, which is over here. So x is 120, which is this side, and y is 100, so which is down. And by the way, when we put it over here, it is x0 and y0, which is 0 0. So yeah, and also this is not like and this, when we increase the size of the window, this does not get like converted or moved from its place, unlike pack, because pack, it doesn't have a specific place, but it has a specific site. So that's how it works. So I hope you guys got to know the three basic ones: dot place, dot grid, and dot pack. Let me just pack this. Okay. And by the way, for pack, it's optional that we need to put something in, but it's not required. But for grid and place, it is required. So this is all for tutorial 1 and episode 1. In the next episode, we'll be going over buttons, and we'll be putting some functions to the button, and we're gonna also be like changing the UI, which is user interface, and making it much better. Like for label, we're gonna change the font, and we're gonna change the size of it, and basically like that. And we're going to change the color, the background, the foreground, which is FG, and all like that. And the same thing applies to buttons as well. Basically the properties which makes it much better. Then in the next, which is episode 3, we'll be going over entry, which is basically like text inputs into tkinter, which is user interface, like that. So thank you guys so much for watching. Subscribe, like, and comment in the comment section.